G'day and welcome to Aussievision. Today we are looking at semi-final number 2 and the countries that we believe will qualify to the grand final. Now the way we've worked this one out is 18 members of the Aussievision team went through every single country and who they thought would qualify. We tallied up all the votes and here's how we've got to the 10. Now these aren't particularly my 10, and if I disagree I'll let you know as we go through. So let's get into it. So starting up with the most obvious qualifiers according to the team, which are coming up now, you'll see that this is a bit of a surprise that Slovenia is the only country with 100% of people thinking they'll qualify. Quite shockingly, we've got Austria with only 17, even though they're one of obviously the big favourites, particularly to win this semi-final. Also a shock is Australia. We're Aussievision. Why is this not 100%? One person doesn't believe that Voyager will get through. I can tell you that I'm very confident they'll get through and I'm not worried at all. Austria, I think, will get through as well. Now, the last one here is Cyprus, which I think is a little bit of a shock, not because Andrew is not fantastic. Andrew Lembrew is amazing, but I don't think people have it as high in the odds. But obviously, the Aussievision team, maybe there's a bit of Australian bias going on there, have him at 17 out of the 18, but I think he has every chance of going through with that really well-produced song, and he's going to perform it really wonderfully as well. So those are the big key ones to jump out there. Next, let's now go to the next lot of countries. We've got Georgia with 16 votes, Lithuania and Estonia with 15, and Belgium with 14. Now, I think Georgia's put some amazing performances together in the last few weeks. The vocal's going to be great. Some impactful staging is no doubt coming our way, so I think that one is through. I agree. Lithuania and Estonia, the two Baltic nations here. Now, there's some question marks about Estonia from a few people. And look, I do think the biggest hurdle we'll be getting out of this semi, because I think there'll be some jury points in the grand final for probably both Lithuania and Estonia here. But I think the quality is enough for Estonia to get through. And I think Lithuania as well. And I think they've got a few more friendly nations voting for Lithuania in the whole diaspora for there as well. So not only the quality of Monica and the voice, and the song's very good as well, but I think some voting patterns may also help Lithuania here potentially, maybe not at all. And then Belgium, which I think has a lot of big impact, and it's fun and it's a good dance song, and in that first half of this semi-final I think will stand out. So I'm not surprised to see the team having the 14 there, and I have to say I agree with what I see here. Now that leaves 8. We've gone through 8 already. So who are the final 2 to qualify? Well, with 11 votes each, it is Greece and Poland. So some big surprises potentially here. A lot of people probably aren't rating these songs. Poland has had some backlash from fans, but I tell you, this is a fun trop bop that a lot of people will vote for and enjoy on the night. And I think it's going to get through. And I think Greece, I think this is a really nicely performed song, and I think he's got every chance to get through as well. So, 11 out of the 18. I can see why it's getting down towards that 50% mark, because this is where I think you can make a lot of cases for different countries around the cusp of those qualifying. But 11 is still a pretty good score. So, who does that mean that we believe will miss out, or the majority of the team believe will miss out? Well, actually, 50%, 9 out of the 18, believe Armenia and Albania will get through, and the other half thinks they won't get through. Armenia is probably the shock one here, because they are big favourites, even to win not big favourites to win the whole thing, but to do very well in the semi-final. But they're very high up in the odds for the overall title. I think about 12th or something like that. So for them to miss out in the semi would be a big shock. I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest. This is one that I actually don't believe will qualify at this stage. I'm just not sure it's going to be impactful enough for the public to pick up the phone and vote for it. It's a beautiful music video, of course, but we're not voting on music videos, and it's a kind of really decent enough ballad with a rap in the middle, and I just think you need a little bit more. But hey, I could be completely wrong, and 50% of the team agree and 50 don't. I'm sure it may be the same in the comments. Albania, I think this is another wild card. I think this could really hit home. It's very traditional. There is obviously always a diaspora. Not as many of countries in this semi-final, which I think will let Albania down here. but if it got through, it would not be a shock. And then just underneath Armenia, Albania is Denmark. Now, this is a fun little pop song. There's been some question marks about vocals and things like that, but I think they'll get the vocal mixing right. It's fun and modern, and it's opening the show, and I do believe it's probably quite 50-50. So the votes have reflected that with the Aussievision team. I think these votes also show that this semi-final is far more open. The first semi-final is very tough, but I think the qualifiers are a little bit more obvious except for a couple. While here, I think it's wide open. So you've got a lot of countries around this kind of 11 down to 8 mark there who've got a couple of the spots, according to our team anyway. Trailing off, you have Iceland, you have San Marino, and you have Romania. But hey, some people believe in Iceland making it, and San Marino even, but unfortunately Romania didn't get a vote there. But look, in this semi-final, nothing is impossible. Iceland's got a great vocal. San Marino, I think there's a good vocal. They performed very well. Not sure about the song. So maybe I think it will struggle. And Romania's a great performer. And if they can get some staging right, it's still not completely without a chance. So look, I think some crazy things could go down in this semi-final. So nothing is super guaranteed, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens in Liverpool. Well, let us know if you agree with us or not. And that's fine. That's Eurovision. We're all got an opinion. It's very subjective. And look, the only truth will happen when it gets to semi-final 2 that Thursday in Liverpool to see who gets through. So until then, catch you next time.